talk to beanstalk, tail jack to go and fetch your bang. Try that and upstate board's a different kind of same. Went off to college, but college turned out me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. I said, whoa, light that fuse and run. I said, whoa, I am my father's son. Light that fuse and run. Whoa, light that fuse and run. Went off to college, but college done up me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. Bang out the buzzword, teaching that blind man to sing. You might get the best of him, but you'll never fool me. Now, sweet talk to beanstalk, tail jack to go and fetch your bang. Try that and upstate board's a different kind of scene. Went off to college, but college done up me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. I said, whoa, light that fuse and run. I say, whoa, I am my father's son. Light that fuse and run. Whoa, light that fuse and run. Whoa. But college done up me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. Bang out the buzzword, teaching that blind man to sing. You might get the best of him, but you'll never fool me. Now, sweet talk to beanstalk, tail jack to go and fetch your bang. Try that and upstate board's a different kind of scene. Went off to college, but college turned out me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. I said, whoa, light that fuse and run. I said, whoa, I am my father.
Yo, what is up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium? It's your boy Swank. It's Tuesday. It's 8:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That can only mean one thing. It's time for the K-Gun Report. Hey guys, we played a preseason game. It was a barn burner. Super exciting. Can't wait to talk all about it. We're also playing the last preseason game coming up this Saturday. A ton of injury news, ton of crazy stuff I think we got to talk about as far as who's going to make this roster, who's not. We can't wait to hear all about all of your takes. We want your questions, your comments. We're going to have ourselves one hell of a good time. And you know what? It starts right after this intro. Here we are, and here it is on another beautiful Tuesday night for the K-Gun Report, brought to you by the Buff Fanbase Network, as well as 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com. Check out what Del Reed and the gang got going on. I forgot to wear my Misfits Mafia Buffalo Skull shirt. I just got that last week. I've already rocked it a couple times. Actually, to our meeting, I think I did. Yeah. We had a region meeting this last Sunday, a couple days ago. Yeah, go to 26 Shirts. Give them all your money. They'll do great things with it. Guys, look at these dudes. Look at these beautiful, beautiful dudes right here. Oh, my God. If you go straight down, he's got the backward hat. He's got the polo. He's really dialed in and ready for an evening of Rowdy Bills news. It's Jerry Reed. What's up, Jerry?
Hey, Bills Mafia. Hey, Fandemonium. Hey, everybody representing the FLX Mafia between Cuca, Canandaigua, and Geneva Seneca Lake. I haven't said that in forever. Can't wait to talk a little bit of football. Don't let that 9-3 score deceive you. It's better than you think. Go Bills. Let's do it.
Ooh, nice teaser. Nice little teaser. I don't know if it's better than I expect. Well, we'll see. Right next to me, my brother from another mother. He's looking like Bobby Babbage today, man, with that red on red. It's Scooter Magooter. Scoot, what do you goot?
What's up, Swank? What's up, Jarrod? Can't wait to talk Bills football. I agree. I don't think we should hit the panic button. Not quite yet. A lot of injuries, obviously, and we're not seeing a starstruck big play offense and defense that we're hoping to see, but it's just preseason. I'll say it again. Just preseason. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it indeed, man. We talked about it with Robin Monday last week, and she was a great guest. But we were saying, man, yeah, we all want like the most vanilla plays with the best execution. You want it to be like NFL Blitz, right? Like that old video game where like you just ran over people with stuff that they were expecting and you were so physical. You just want to see it from the preseason on, but really this time just means nothing except for evaluation, like absolutely zero. And it's more about depth than anything else. So,
and unfortunately, in that case, what better way to evaluate people than to run vanilla basic plays, send a blitz here and there, throw a deep ball here and there. But we got a young team, and that's the movement the Buffalo Bills are going to do. So we need to be able to evaluate basic, as boring as that sounds.
We're on basic cable, baby. I'm trying to get them premium channels. Guys, we got 300 people chiming in and viewing right now, and here's a couple of them right now. Patrick Hughes saying, "What's up, Mafia? How are we all doing?" What's up, Patrick? How you doing, brother?
Right.
Jerry, did I ever tell you like the group decided what colors they wanted for the trophy?
Okay.
Don't forget about that. That thing.
Oh, I'm trying. Still, I got decals being printed, but we'll see what happens with those.
Nice. We got John Johns. Hello from Pompano Beach, Florida. You lucky son of a gun. What's up, John Johns? How you doing?
What's up, John Jones?
Patrick Hughes, 2 weeks Mafia until the regular season. Are we ready? Let's go. I thought he was going Rager on that, but he just went.
He's growling.
He was lagging.
John says Andreessen is a beast, and I agree, and we're gonna get to him absolutely. What a fun dude. He is very fun. Lonnie says, "Hi, my sons. What's up?" Hi, Lonnie. How you doing?
Hi, Lonnie.
We got our boy Doug. Hey, all. Time for Tuesday with all your favorite people. Let's go. Hell yeah. We got Lonnie Spawn. Josh Cook. What's up, Cookie? How you doing, brother? We got Birdo in the comments. Man, I'm telling you, I love it when I see Birdo's name. Not that I don't love seeing all you guys in there, man, but Birdo's just he's like one of those OGs, man, from when it was like 6 people watching. And yeah, I'm stoked that you can tune in a little bit more regular, man.
Love it.
We got Landon Jones. Hey, what's up, Landon? Thank you so much for tuning in.
Hey.
Adam B, what's up, Mafia? Happy K-Gun Tuesday. Go Bills. Hell yeah.
You know what's funny about that, Swank? Adam B, I love that you do that. Is we message each other bright and early in the morning when we're all heading into work. Well, when Jarrod and I are heading into work, because Swank boy there is retired. But that's what we say. We say Happy K-Gun Tuesday, boys. Let's talk about it today. Love it.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Joey Hatch says, "Hello, my Buffalo Bills brothers and sisters." What's up, Joey? Oh man, Adam, nice hat, Swank. Thanks, man. This was, what was this, 2 years ago, boys? Did I do that?
Yep.
Got the 3 of us. We usually, I don't know. It's like we trade off. Scooter will get us like those polos that Jerry's wearing. We do like a different one every year. The one year I got this for us. It's just like it's a nice little thing, I think, to commemorate where we've been and how we're going through, and and to see if anybody wants to buy them. But goddamn, hats are expensive to make.
And especially those nice little leather plasters
Yeah.
you put on there.
Yeah, this is like a leather patch that's like screen printed. It's gnarly. Let's see. Patrick Hughes' third preseason game against the Bills farm team, the Panthers. That's right, brother.
Yep.
Mary Jane Brown Hughes. Hello, Bills fans. Best show. Let's go. Thank you so much. Got Uncle James. What's up, Mafia? What's up, Uncle James? What's up? Dr. Bruce McKellar, the good doctor, is in. Go Bills, ready for another K-Gun report. Hell yeah. Go over to 247buffandemonium.com/blogs. And you can read the injury report by the one and only Dr. Bruce.
Thank you for that, Dr. Bruce.
See, I love this, man. So I'm at 8:03 p.m. right now in the comments, and we're almost to 8:10. And it's like we get a chunk of people chiming in, and then there's like this whole like chunk of space where it's like, hey man, what's up? Hey, and they're like everybody's talking amongst themselves. I love that.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's the best.
We got Lisa Johns. What's up? Good evening, gentlemen, from sunny Florida. If two people don't deserve that more, I mean, I'd like it if the three of us were down there, but two people didn't deserve it more. It's the Johns, Hope you're having a great time down there. Corey Blaine, ready for a great show, boys? Hell yeah, Corey.
All right, I'm going to jump ahead really quick. Alan Larch just said, let's get cracking. I've been waiting for that so I can crack my beer.
Stop.
I've been waiting for someone to say it.
Jerry, we're almost there, man. It's not
double fisting. Look at
it. This is what happened. See, kids, we changed our format, and Jerry is like one of those guys, I think, that probably shook his presents and maybe tore a corner off the paper like when at Christmas time, and he can't wait because you got to get there right now. You could crack your beer anytime you wanted.
I was waiting for someone to say it, and Alan jumped right on that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Get the cracking.
Me and the wife took a drive out to Pittsburgh. What a letdown, but was preseason, so no biggie. That was Corey. Did you have a good time in that stadium, man? You ever been there before? Have you guys been there?
I haven't watched the game there, but I've been there during the wintertime, and those guys in Pittsburgh wear black and yellow year-round. Of course, all their sports colors are that color, but they're pretty intense. Corey, was the atmosphere crazy like it was a regular season game?
I went down there at one point, back when I made that mistake and got married to that girl a long time ago, right? And they were playing the 49ers, and the upper deck there is ridiculous. Like, it's like, I don't know how anybody has more than like 4 beers and then isn't like just toppling from the 300s all the way down to the field, because it's like, I don't know. I've never been to Yankee Stadium either, but they say that's the same thing. Like up in the top tiers, those seats are like right on top of each other. It's like such a steep incline. But
yep, the old Yankee Stadium, the people's heads in front of you were at your shins.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, you get that 4+ beer lean. Yeah, you're right. There's no way I'm not tumbling.
Yeah, man. So when I was there, that was a regular season game, right? And they weren't playing the Bills, but like there was no tailgate. Absolutely zero. Like nobody had anything out. Nobody was making food. There wasn't any easy ups, nothing. And I was like in the stadium parking. It was nuts.
It's disappointing sometimes to hear some of these tailgating things. I mean, you think, we're blessed because we have what we have with the Bills Mafia, but with the Hammer Lot and all the other places you can go. But you would think it's just one of those naive things. Every football game's like this, but it really isn't.
Nope,
it really is not, and it's just crazy to think that. Hell
yeah. We got a lot of people chiming in here about Buffalo Joe Andressian, a local guy from my hometown. Hope he makes the team, says Mary Jane. Oh, man. Let's see. Patrick asked, does Jarrod get added another word to his word count for each R we use? LOL. That might be a good way to do it because, like I said, him skimming ahead, I've talked to him about that like 4 times already, and now here we are.
Keeping count.
Lonnie says her canopy is ready for the party. Hell yeah. What party would she be talking about, Jarrod?
Well, that's going to be the 4th annual regular season Rager held at Reinvention Brewing Company. We're gonna have retro taco there. If you like tacos, you can come and eat there for that food truck. Tony's Popcorn's gonna be there. They have delicious variety of gourmet popcorn. We're gonna have Mark Maddox there. He's coming. We're gonna have a tent for him. He's gonna sit there and relax, and we're gonna just cater to him all day. We're gonna have 15 podcasts going on. Actually, the podcasts we have Thomas Takes podcast is gonna be there. Robin and Tea Time is gonna be there. Justice and Sterling Farrell are gonna be there. And what am I missing, Scott? Circling the Wagons, and then us. So there's going to be lots of talking football. There's going to be music going on. We're going to have cornhole or weasel toss, whatever you want to call it. We're going to have target shoots. It's going to be, and a beer release. Lots of information. Just show up and have a good time. Go Bills.
Yeah. I'm going to get you a cheat sheet next week with all their names, the names of the podcasts that are donating their time to come. So that
Did I miss one?
You just like reverse their orders and all sorts, but that's okay.
That's
I'm
okay.
Sure they don't mind.
Swank put you on the spot.
Yeah. Put you on the spot. Yeah. Let's see. Paul says, feeling like we all need to temper our excitement for this year. Ooh, I knew somebody was going to be throwing this fire, and it's Paul Rossi. 2025 with the extra salary cap room and 1 year of experience for the young pups, we ought to be tough to beat. So I think he's saying we're in for a long ride this season, and maybe, don't be too upset and know that we're coming back strong next year.
Listen,
Scooter,
Paul.
Scooter, what do you got to say about that, buddy?
You got to play every game. We always say play 1 week at a time. I give a lot of hope into these coaches. I think it's going to be coaches. There's the Ellen Larts. Let's get cracking. But these guys are going to have them prepared. I know we have a lot of new coaches as well, but guys, we're not showing anything in the preseason. I really don't think that. I really don't think we're showing any kind of hand. And I think 1 game at a time, we start off with Arizona Cardinals. I think they're a lot better on paper than what a lot of people are giving credit for. But let's just play 1 game. It was tough sailing last year, if you remember, pretty early. So let's just play 1 game at a time. There's teams that make the playoffs that you don't expect to make the playoffs. Our Buffalo Bills are expected to make a run. But, yeah, I mean, a 10-7 record, I wouldn't put it by them if they went that bad. But I think they can win the AFC East, I think. And that's all. That's where it starts.
Yeah, I was so one of our content creators, Mr. Kyle Goeb, longtime close friend of mine, just got married this past weekend.
Congrats,
and
Kyle.
him and his brother are both season ticket holders, and you can check out his article, The View from 142, section 142, over at the stadium. In season home games, he gives you from tailgate to fireworks, the whole experience from his seat as if you were there. It's a pretty cool little thing that you can only get at 24/7 Buff Fan. But we were talking, and Brett, his brother, we've all, like I said, been friends for a long time, and he was saying that he thinks 10 or 11 wins would be like pretty, like that's probably what it's going to be this year.
Mm-hmm.
And not that like I'm debating that, not that I think that whatever that's wrong or anything. I think whatever. I think to me, like we've all gotten used to it being more, and a 10 or 11 win season to me is like, okay, awesome. like I'm fine with that. That's a wild card to me all day long.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that you're missing the playoffs with 10 or 11 wins. I know the AFC is rough, but I think some teams got worse and some teams got better, and I think maybe the NFC started to kind of balance the scales a little bit in this offseason. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, I don't know. If they had 11 wins, like obviously I want them to have 13, 14, 15, whatever. But 10, 11, totally fine with that. Absolutely fine with that. So especially if this is like, Mr. Rossi saying here, like maybe a little bit of a down year. Maybe it's something where the expectations are tempered a little bit. If you can get 10, 11 wins with Josh Allen, I'm all for it. So, let's see. Paul says he can't wait for the Rager. Guys, I threw the link to the event in Facebook right in the comments here. So if you're chatting along, you can go right to that link. Let us know if you're coming or not. I'll tell you right now, 231 people have already responded. This is going to be one hellacious party.
Hell yeah.
So come on down, man. It's always a great time. Adam says Jerry's going to be shotgunning beers. I'm in, dude. This year is like a different approach for the Rager for us, right? Where usually, well, for me for sure, but like for the three of us, we got, I think, a little bit of experience under our belts. We know what to expect. We always get super hyped for it. I think we got a good product for you guys this year. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of great content creators there to hold your attention, and crazy giveaways and Mark Maddox. Jesus, what more do you want, man? Beer and popcorn and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For me, like every year we've ended the show or ended the event with my band playing at the end and just kind of cap off the night. And that's been awesome, but it's also like the longest day ever for me. And so I'm kind of glad because we're going to be able to hang out, chill, talk, have some beers, have a good time. And we got shows from 4 all the way to 8.
Yep.
And it's doors are at 3, gates close at 9. Scott said we're having an after party at his house. It's gonna be awesome. The
man cave will be ready.
You just cleaned both poles off too, so they're nice and squeaky.
Oh, sweet, nice, dude. You can always go to the creek,
There you go.
They'll be creaking.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, it's 11 days away. It's crazy. We met on Sunday. We're talking about it, and the closer it gets, the more it's like, I can't wait. So we hope all you guys can make it, man. Let's see. Corey said the game was a lot of fun. Great shit talking. We were up their deck, and they were giving us Bills fans shit hard, but nothing to fight worthy. Nothing was fight worthy. It was an amazing stadium. I'll give him that. Sweet, dude.
Corey's got a fight meter. He's got a fight meter. He tones it down during the preseason games, apparently.
Patrick says, Swank, we're Bills fans. We can handle drinking in stairs for the most part, dude. Yeah, I think so. With the snow and the ice and all that mixed in, you got to be steady on your feet and be able to handle a bunch of beer. I'll tell you what, I was not able to handle my walking the last time I went to a game with these two. So, I know how I can sneak up on you.
Swank, it's all about using your resources. So you had someone to put your arm over and walk in. So you used your resources, man. That's what it's all about.
I'm going to wait for like our 10-year anniversary or something, like some landmark, and just like write a speech that's like, you're always someone I can lean on when I'm stumbling, when I don't have my feet under me.
That's your next song is walking back home from the Bills game. Stumbling, rumbling, fumbling.
The stumbling, rumbling, fumbling. Ooh, man, shutout. Dude, my wife's first game was a shutout. Crazy. Yeah. Insane.
Beautiful game.
What a good time. Let's see. Geez. You guys are killing it here, as always. Ellen says she'd been to Three Rivers several years ago. Steelers fans were very much fair weather fans. Got to go party with the Kelly clan. Very cool, man.
Nice, Ellen.
Yeah, see, that's what it is. Bill's got to bring the party down there, We should have got Eric on for this one. You guys are crazy.
I'm sure Eric's in a rough spot. Justin Fields or Wilson. I mean, they have their starters out there, and they're playing hard because they got to figure out who's going to be the starter. I think Wilson has the edge, but it's got to be frustrating as a Steelers fan, knowing that they're probably going into this third preseason game still trying to figure out who their starting quarterback is.
I tell you, let's get right into it, man. I'm all about it. We're almost caught up here anyway. Patrick did say, does Jarrod have to drink if we say get the crack? And yes, he does. Absolutely. We got a new viewer here, William Meredith.
What's up, William?
It says, what's up, guys? Watching from Washington, D.C., Redskins fan. They will always be that name. Okay, man.
Hey, William.
You. If the Bills changed their name, I'd probably be that way too, man.
Yep. Hell yeah. Welcome.
Said, son-in-law from Buffalo, been to many games with him and the Bills. Nice. Very cool, man.
Thanks for tuning in, William.
Dakota says after party.
Dakota's
Listen,
been all 3 regular season Ragers, so and they're coming
Yeah.
to this one, him and his brother. So
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think Dakota, are you the one that has the Fanatics beer that you had everybody sign? I think you had somebody. We all sign it one year. Mark,
You know Dakota, dude. Oh, let's see. Doug says Kyle Allen wins the starting role in Pittsburgh. John said get the Kraken. It's like clinking a glass every time you're at a wedding and the couple has to kiss.
Yep, tap tap, cheers, drink.
Dakota said yes, sir. All right, here we go. The Buffalo Bills beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in preseason game number 2 this past weekend. It was a real barn burner. If you like field goals, it was the game for you. I got a lot that I want to say about this game for sure, and you guys hit it in the comments. We got 532 of you watching right now. Thank you so much. Let's start with you, Scott, man. What did you see from this game that you liked? Who stood out? Take us behind the curtain here. What was it beyond the score?
Joe Brady and his run offense. I mean, a lot of people love to see Josh Allen air it out and all that stuff, but Joe Brady brought a run offense that was pretty significant and effective last year. And I think for these couple of games, I know we mentioned before that we want to see Josh Allen air it out. We want to see this offense air it out, but I think they're trying to figure out their second and third string running backs. So I was impressed with all the running backs this week. The Steelers played their starters, obviously without a couple of them, but majority of their starters, and the Bills were able to run the ball pretty well. So I took this out of this game. Joe Brady wants to figure out who running back number 2, number 3, and potentially number 4 will be. And they all put up a good showcase. Ray Davis ran the ball between the tackles effectively, and when he got in space, he was able to create more yards. Frank Gore Jr. came in late, still averaged 5 yards a carry. It's hard to determine who's going to be that second guy, but I was impressed. The line showed up really well. I actually was able to watch the game yesterday because we were on vacation during this week's game, and I was focusing on the center. And I will not be surprised, guys, if we see Van Granger being a starter by the middle of the season, just because they signed him high. They expect a lot out of him, but from McGovern and Van Pran Granger, I didn't see a big difference in the blocking scheme. So I think you bring in the rookie.
I think that's an interesting take, man, because, we talk a lot about McDermott's approach, like historically with the rookies and letting them get their feet wet, and how that whole story kind of really changed like within the last season or two, right? With Dalton Kincaid getting a lot more snaps than what James Cook got the season before, that kind of thing. I think you're right. The only thing for me is Van Granger didn't get the snaps against the ones, so for them to look similar, that's good. But to be paired against the threes and doing that, like, maybe I hope the competition wasn't part of like why he looks similar. You know what I mean? And I'd be interested to see, like, I think you're right, but I think he takes over more like mid-season. That's kind of where I'm at, especially depending on what happens at the guard position that McGovern came from to switch over. If there's something hanky there and they think Van Granger can come in, then I see him doing it. Why not, right?
I mean, honestly, he did look better. I thought he looked better than the starting center. But, again, he was playing against the second and third. But he's able to get his hips around, snap, seal off the block, get upfield. It was impressive for me.
Hell yeah, man. All good. All just icing. Let's get another hit on a rookie. I almost dropped a big F-bomb. It's too early for that. Go ahead, Jerry. What do you got, buddy? What did you like about this game? Tell us why the score didn't reflect what we actually were seeing out there.
So, yeah, Scott, kudos to you. The offensive line good, and the running backs look great too. And they just looked amazing. They were juking and all that and moving in the hole, which is great to see. And they're always going forward. And Darrynton Evans is definitely going to be tough for him to make the team, but he definitely put a good resume out there. 9-3. First of all, Tyler Bass is 5 for 5 in field goals up preseason. It's good to see he's hitting them down the middle. But this defense, like Scott alluded to earlier, played against Wilson and Fields, who are two starting quarterbacks in this league. And they shut them down. They allowed 3 points. They did drive, but when it counted, as Bills do, as the defense always shows up when they need to, they shut down on third down and long. And there was Matt Milano wasn't suited up or playing, but his presence was on that field when you watched, Andreessen play and you watched some of these guys coming up and making big plays. Gregory Russo's limited time in the first quarter was simply outstanding. And the Bills, when they blitzed, were getting to the quarterback. They weren't necessarily taking him down, but they were getting to him, just, tighten up the screws a little bit, and they're hitting home. This defense looked amazing. And I'm excited for it. There's still a lot of moving pieces and a lot of young talent that's still trying to figure out, but it seems like everybody's showing up. And that's why I was excited. 9-3. I know it was all field goal, but there's a reason for it. This defense played great against two NFL starting quarterbacks.
That's right, man. I mean, you got to look at the 3 more than the 9, right? And absolutely, because that first preseason game, like, we were all pretty worried about the depth on this team, I think. And you could tell McDermott went in there and he put a boot in their ass, and he said it, like, we don't play like that. There's no juice, there's no whatever. And they came out and it was nothing but juice that whole time. I mean, I hope that this is the year that Groot takes off. I like try to call it every single year, but the guy had 2.5 sacks and drive and a half, right? Or 2 drives. Like, right. I mean, he's a beast. And if he's got anybody on the other side giving a little bit more attention so that he can get free. But I mean, that first sack, man, he pushed that tackle right into Russell Wilson. Like, he just shoved him around like he was a rag doll. And I don't know.
Starting tackle.
Yeah, starting tackle. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's I don't know. I'm excited for that. I'm very, very stoked on how the defense looked, especially with the news of Matt Milano. We were all looking for Dorian Williams, and Jesus, Andreessen just came out like with his hair on fire, man. Like, who he reminds me of? I don't know if you guys watched the Lions Hard Knocks like 2 years ago. There's this guy, he's a linebacker, Rodrigo, they call him, and he was like the same kind of deal. Either it was like a really late draft pick or like a walk-on, and he just played his ass off, and he made it. Like, there was a part in the series where the linebackers are in the room, the linebacker coach is sitting there, and they're like, Rodrigo wants to make this team. Where are all of you guys we're paying? Like, Rodrigo wants to make it. You can see it right here. And how am I going to cut him with the way he's playing right now? And that's kind of the way I'm feeling about Andreessen right now. Dude is just on a tear. And they asked him not only to start, but to play damn near the whole game, and he looked good. He's got good instincts. Jesus, man. If this doesn't show to me that he's at least number 4, if not number 3 in the pecking order, linebacker, I don't know who is.
He was calling that defense too. He's calling it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But you need those kind of guys, man. We were just saying team's too good to have these like home run, like crazy, like training camp guys that Duke Williams kind of guy. Oh,
I knew I made it for a reason.
Yeah, dude. There you go. Send that one to him for the Rager. Get him to sign that.
Oh boy.
But for me offensively though, I mean, God, I'm glad we signed Anthony Brown. I didn't think DiNucci did that bad of a job, but Mitch Trubisky, man, I'm sorry that he's hurt. And that's another thing we got to touch on here. All these injuries that are plaguing us. We did get a little bit of good news today at practice, and I want to touch on that as well. But Mitch Trubisky just, I don't know, man. It seemed like he was on an upward trajectory when he left here, and then he went to Pittsburgh, and then he's just on this downward spiral. Won't get rid of the ball. Inaccurate passes like half the time.
Man.
Behind guys. Either it's like right in the bucket or it's behind them, and I don't understand. Or over their head. I don't get it.
Well, that's the thing. I thought to myself, what the hell's going on with Mitch Trubisky? A guy that was drafted in the first round has had plenty of opportunities, but it just seems like he keeps digressing. The first series, that third down, he had James Cook wide open, and it almost looks like he's watching the pressure before he's watching his reads.
Yeah, he missed it. Yep.
Yeah.
And there are two guys open. They did a flood to the right, and I don't know. I thought that too. I was like, oh my God, they need to bring someone in here. Mitch Trubisky's taking steps back. And film study, I don't know what it is, lack of being able to play on the field. It's got to be that, but this guy was once a first-round draft pick.
That James
In his
Cook
head.
play, that James Cook pass looked like that play was specifically for him. The way they
Mhm.
cleared out and everything, and then Cook went across, that looked like it was supposed to be going to him. He was open at the linebackers.
Yep.
Yeah, he missed it.
Even last week with that wide open pass across the middle, he overthrew the guy and went into the stands. It's like it's almost like he's missing basic fundamental football. And I hate to say that again about a professional football player, but that as a quarterback guy that knows about fundamentals and throwing technique, it's
It's man, it's very reminiscent to me of Trent Edwards. And I don't really remember Mitch getting like a really big injury or anything,
right.
but it's something that like he's hearing footsteps, or maybe he's in his head about like, I have to look good, I need to make a play, I need more time, but he wants to scramble. Physically, he can't scramble. He holds on to the ball too long, and then he looks like a dumbass.
Yep.
And it's heartbreaking. Like, he's got a little bit of pedigree. Like, he's played and started in this league and been somewhat successful. Like with the Bears, when they got rid of him, it was like, what did they really gain? They ended up starting Justin Fields and then getting rid of him too. Like, they just didn't know what they wanted. So I was hoping that this guy was going to at least be like that middling, like average kind of backup that you could win at least 50% of the games with, right? Like, I felt a lot better about him being here 2 years ago than I did anybody else that we've had, right?
Agree.
And then when he came back this year, now it's like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. I mean, the other news, and we kind of talked about this Sunday too, was like Ryan Tannehill. Like, this dude thinks he's going to be starting. I just read an article about that. Like, that's why he's not signing anywhere. He thinks he's going to get another little bag, a mini bag, and start half a season for some team that's got like a playoff run to make, and they think Ryan Tannehill is going to come in and save them when their QB goes down. I don't know, man. If I was that dude, I'd be chasing some like a ring,
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'd be like trying to make another comeback. They said he's like a 15 years. He hasn't been in the league 15 years. Has it been that long?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that pickup.
For as much as I've dogged him my whole life, yeah, absolutely. Like, he's the best name on that list,
Yep.
And I actually remember this Anthony Brown kid, especially that was like Lamar went down, Huntley went down, Brown came in. We looked at his stats when we barely recognized his name here the other day when we were together, and they weren't very good. But I remember thinking, like, the Ravens got 3 guys on this team that, like, obviously, Lamar's the top of the top, but Huntley was like very good. He was a poor choice away from winning that game, when he shouldn't have won it, whatever. I can't remember did he go over when he should have went under, or he went under when he should have went over the pile. Remember that? It was a goal line play. And it was a keeper. Anyway, whatever. He made good choices. He played a good game. And this kid came in and I remember him doing okay, because I was like, man, how did the Ravens get like 3 dudes that are all similar styles of play?
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't have that right now.
Right.
Like, Mitch is not Josh Allen. So
It's a big time drop off.
Yeah.
And it needs to be addressed.
Absolutely. Oh, let's see here. We got Malcolm, who I believe is a new viewer as well, saying you never know until the regular season. That's right, brother. We're not showing nothing. I love it. And welcome. Thanks for hanging out.
And that explains that 9-3 score. I mean, the defense is doing what they can to stop the offense, but our offense isn't showing anything. So you can kind of take that as a grain of salt too. I mean, defense playing defense, offense not showing anything. We still won.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Robbie?
Yeah, sorry. We got Robbie from 716 Sports Blizzard. What's up, Robbie, brother? Adam says, I heard Edwards and Bishop are close to coming back or are. This is some of the news that I wanted to get to. I'm going to run through this list here if you boys are okay with it.
Fire away, brother.
It's been a nasty bout of injuries that we've had through training camp and through this literally like Saturday. Like Saturday was a big one.
Yep.
I'm going to go with the good news first. Cole Bishop returned today to practice. He was wearing a red non-contact jersey and he was involved in individual drills. He didn't do anything team, but holy hell, isn't it nice to have one safety back on the team that can possibly start. Even though the backups didn't look that bad on Saturday, I'll have to say they didn't get burned. Nobody was really testing them too hard, except for Justin Fields wanted to pretend like it was a track meet against third stringers all day for whatever reason. But I'm sure that's what the coaches wanted to evaluate Justin Fields on, was his ability to escape like third round or like third string like players, right?
But isn't a good evaluator like you're alluding to, Swank? Doesn't that tell you that you should be worried about Justin Fields?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's doing what he did in Chicago, 2,200 rushing yards, I think, in his career so far. A lot of it. But when you're out there trying to fight for a quarterback position, doing that stuff against third stringers, you might be in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, how are you getting better?
You're not able to evaluate anything.
Yeah. If I was the quarterback's coach, I'd be like, sit in the pocket. Sit in the pocket and make a decision. You know, if you got to move it, but don't take off. Throw it away. I want to see what you can do.
Right.
You know, like this has been his problem the whole time. I'd still say, though, I think it's super interesting in Pittsburgh because you got two former starters that are battling it out for a job where the quarterback that they had last year was so bad, they still had a winning season. You know, they made the playoffs, right? The first round of the playoffs. So, like, maybe I'm wrong about that. Did they?
I don't know. They went 9-7.
9-8.
Did
9
you see
and 8?
that?
9-8 must be
9-8.
Yeah. I sent you guys that meme.
Yeah.
If you weren't with us when we were 9-8, don't be with us when we're 9-8.
9-8.
Yeah. But I don't know though. Russell Wilson is absolutely a step above Pickett. So is Justin Fields. Yeah. So all you got to do, to me, it's like you want both of those two dudes to meld. So I would want Russell to start a couple games and Justin to be coming up so good behind him that, you know, he takes over by like week 4. And there you go. You're good. You know, and if not, if he gets hurt or if he gets in trouble, then you put Russell back in. It's not a bad spot to be in. I'd take either one of those guys to back up Josh Allen right now in a heartbeat.
For sure.
So anyway, let's see here. So Cole Bishop came back, non-contact. Casey Toohill also came back. But if you are not up on the list of injuries that we have, Mike Edwards and DeMar both still out, safeties. Curtis Samuel came down with a bad case of turf toe, unfortunately. I thought they were just resting him, and I was wrong. MVS got cracked, this last Saturday, which was unfortunate because it actually looked like he might have been doing some positive things. But that sucks. Quentin Morris, Balin Spector, and Mitch Trubisky. And our guy, Coach McDermott, came out and said no starters on Saturday. So you're not going to see Josh Allen any more than you saw him week 1 preseason. And I am 100% okay with that.
You ain't kidding.
That's kind of where we're at. It's a bummer, man, because depth-wise, wide receiver-wise, this did not spin out the way I thought it was going to at all. I think it's a little shitty because, you know, does MVS make this team?
Might now. You think he will? It's like one of those things, you know. Yeah, I don't know. He's the bubble guy, so we're going to have to see. I mean, what I'm fully expecting this weekend to happen, even though the starters aren't going to be in there, is that they have to evaluate the receiver room. They have to They have to see what those 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys are going to be, or those last 4 guys on the roster, and if anybody can sneak up. And they have to throw the ball. I know they established the run game and they really beat the hell out of it. I think they ran twice as much than they passed this past week. But with the receivers injuries that we have to evaluate the wide receiver room a little bit more. So you might be seeing Danucci passing the ball a lot, which is fine. He might bring him out and show his good side, and then we can let Trubisky go.
He was a lot more fun to watch than Trubisky, man. Yeah. Like, Jesus. He at least had a little fire. There was a little bit of something going on. The thing is, like, he'd been there 6 days or something, or 5 days. Like, he didn't have the playbook down. They didn't have enough calls for him to really, like, do anything. And that's absolutely what sucks about the bottom part of this wide receiving group. How are you ever going to evaluate them? You got to run everybody in with the ones, right? Don't you like have everybody rotate in and see what kind of chemistry they can build with Josh? Scott?
This is where you're hoping that these practices, these inner team practices where they have other teams come before the week, you're hoping, because the competition is still there. These guys are dogging each other. So I'm hoping you get a lot of evaluation in these practices, these molded practices. But I agree with Jarrod. I think this is a game where you don't just try to show a hand of running. I think air it out regardless. The score doesn't count. It's preseason. Get that 4, 5, and 6 guy on your roster, and you need to find them. Jump balls, the deep comebacks, route running, separation. That stuff all can be evaluated pretty easily on film, and it's something that I think we haven't seen in these 2 weeks. So now that these injuries have presented themselves, I think you need to air it out, and you give a professional quarterback an extra week to study these plays. I think Danucci will probably showcase some talent, and I think we'll be surprised with him. But again, Tyrell Shavers needs to take advantage. Shorter needs to take advantage, because these are all guys that have always been on the cusp, practice squad and all that stuff. These injuries, guys, it's opening up for you. You got to take advantage of that. Valdez-Scantling, apparently it's a sprained neck, nothing neurological, which is good, but it's going to be – we need to figure out who these back 3 are going to be. We already know Keon Coleman. Samuel's got the turf toe, and Shakir are there, and Hollins made a good presence there. So we need
those 4, I think, they're locks.
Last week was your run game. We saw a lot of running last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you should be able to base everything off that. Maybe you need to put the pin in it and figure out who's the good blocking running back now as far as pass protection goes. They can run. Figure out who's going to protect Josh Allen. Bomb the ball.
Yeah, there was a play that happened this past week. It was a throw up to a receiver. I want to say, I forgot who it was, but he got turned around and kind of his momentum kept taking him backwards. And for me, if I was watching film, I would have been, that was a negative on that kid's performance, because he should have fought back for that ball. Again, this week, you can't do that. You can't. This is a chance, like Scott said, for you to make a roster and a name for yourself, and it starts now. And we'll see what happens. You can't take the plays off. You have to get your body in the right position to make these plays, because right now we need it.
I mean, when we were talking at the beginning of training camp, Chase Claypool and MVS were locks. Or maybe not locks. Maybe we didn't say lock, but it was like we had a pretty good idea. I don't think Hollins was like even part of the conversation at the beginning, like pre-training camp. And now it's like, look at how this is shuffled out. Claypool's gone, which is kind of a tragedy. It sucks. I would have loved to see what he could do. I think here he would have prospered better than anywhere else that he's going to go. I know they settled him off with an injury thing, blah, blah, blah. Now if NVS can't go, he would have been the bottom, the 6-7 to me. Like what, now you're looking at Shavers, you're looking at Shorter, you're looking at Isabella. Like you're looking at these dudes that like, you spent a draft pick on Shorter. He got hurt last season. If this dude comes out and he's a giant, like a complete giant, and he's got some hands, like, what are you going to do? Like you said, you got to keep him. To me, like you need a good mix of monsters and speedsters. And it's sorting out to be, you can still have that. You got enough good rookies, enough good free agents, and enough good holdovers to where you can really have a good mixture of wide receivers. And it might be something, like you said, nobody's seen, you know? I don't know.
The thing with the
Patrick-
wide receivers, guys, I'm sorry, Swank. The thing with
That's
the
okay.
receivers, guys, is that we still have enough talent there to be able to present the team with a diamond in the rough. You still have Coleman. I mean, I still have Coleman. Coleman is proven that he can create separation. He can go up and get the ball. Shakir did his thing last year. He's a guy that's a utility wide receiver. Samuel, pending what happens with his toe, he'd be pretty dynamic running back and wide receiver out of the backfield. But you still have enough talent to be able to expose these defenses if they want to start getting lazy on some of these bigger guys. A small guy like Hamler, a big guy like Shorter and Shavers, you can still expose a defense by presenting a better than you thought wide receiver. And I think we all know that Josh Allen brings the best out of these guys. He's done it for years. So there's still that potential. We still have the talent enough to be able to put a Shavers out there as a fourth wide receiver and him have a big game.
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. I think this team has proven over and over again that they can bring the best out of guys. You know, I'm trying to think of a wide receiver past like Josh's rookie season that was really like, was any of them a bummer? Like, did any of them not prosper on the field? Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Was Kelvin Benjamin there with Josh Allen for one season?
I think that was rookie. That was his rookie year.
Okay, yeah, so one. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
No, but,
and he was specifically the one that I was avoiding. Yeah, so good call. Yeah, for
Foster,
sure.
Kumaro, you have, all those guys.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even Bees, John Brown.
Yeah.
Well, Zay Jones. Okay, that's a good example, I think, of somebody that didn't live up to the potential here with Josh Allen. But I don't know. It's dude's going into his 7th year. He's a wide receiver maker, I think. Did anybody think Shakir was going to be what he was going to be last season coming into the season?
No, but we did know he was very talented. We must say we did know something was there. Yeah,
we did.
Yeah. No, if you want to just break it down, continue to watch Josh Allen's demeanor off the field and on the field when he's interacting with his players. If he's not worried, we shouldn't be worried.
Yeah, I like it. Guys, it's 8:50, and I want to remind you that we are part of the Buff Fan Base Network. As part of that, and as proud we are to be a part of that, we're also sponsored by 26 Shirts, which Scooter is holding up with his hand right now. Go to 26shirts.com. Delry and the gang got all sorts of great tees on display. And then you buy one, I'll tell you what, man, you buy one, and then you help out family in Western New York, and it's right there local. So it's like a win-win-win, win-win-win-win-win-win-win. Win.
From the underbelly, that one.
Right from the underbelly. Oh, let's see. Guys, I'm so sorry. You are just crushing comments, and it takes me so long to catch up.
Spike, there was a comment out there. I don't know how caught up you were, but someone was asking.
You're at the newest one. Let's see. Yeah.
Reggie Gilliam with his spot. Is his spot up for grabs because we do have such a depth at tight end and running back?
Right there. You weren't too far ahead.
Okay.
That's pretty good. I mean, if you're asking me, if we're switching roles right now, and you're asking me,
yes, sir.
I'm telling you, I think he's solid. I think McDermott rewards people that have been just tried and true and do their job, and he's been one of those guys. He got a contract when we didn't think he was going to get a contract. He's just been a solid dude, and I see him making this team. I don't want to speak in absolutes because every time I do that, then something happens. So I'm going to say, to me, it's a pretty much a guarantee that he's going to be on the roster, and I don't think that they would get rid of his spot and his expertise or experience there for something else. I don't know what would be more valuable to them to get to just throw him away.
Right. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been a guy that knows the system. Whenever he's in, he produces, and he's got that connection with the running backs and the coaches and Josh Allen. So I think he does. And also, as we know, he plays fullback and tight end, so he's got that double edge there. So
and we got a handful of tight ends that can't play the fullback position. We're getting thinner and longer in that position, so you need that guy there. If you run a 22 or 21 personnel, you need that fullback out there, and he's the only guy that can provide that.
Yeah. So this is the second part of this question. Somebody else asked it earlier, and I can't remember who. But Ellen is answering, I personally would love it if Damar Hamlin makes the team. He's a very hardworking player because he knows how easily a career can slip away. Somebody asked if we thought Hamlin was going to start. Do we really think that Hamlin's going to start? What do you think about that, Scott?
I don't. And I think because Cole Bishop's back, he's back today. We obviously didn't know who the starter was last year for linebacker until week 1, and it was Terrell Bernard. So I think the Bills like to keep some things hidden, and I think it might be a Cole Bishop, Taylor Rapp kind of situation. I don't think DeMar's going to start. I think he's more valuable as a special teamer. So you'll see him there. IMO, in my opinion.
All right. What do you think, Jerry?
Yeah, I 100% agree with Scott. I think he's going to be the number 3. He'll be there to fill in if need be. But the special teams ace is where his home's going to be, I think, for a while.
All right. So I'm going to say he might start week 1. Maybe. Other than that, yeah. I see him, 3, 4, maybe. We'll see. I mean, the thing is, Mike Edwards gets healthy, Cole Bishop gets healthy, and Rapp, those are your top 3 guys right there, right? Yeah. I don't know how you bench any of those or how you shuffle the deck so that DeMar's above any of those guys. And I'm okay with him being number 4. I really liked him when he came to the team. He was a heavy hitting kind of guy, and this whole phenomena that happened with him and everything else, it sucks. The fact was, before any of that, he wasn't getting on the field the way we wanted him to anyway. So I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it if he came in and did what everybody wanted him to do, and he played good enough to start, or to be 3, fine. But I just think those 3 dudes in front of him if they're healthy, they're too good.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, with no starters this week, if you see Hamlin playing, that's a pretty good tell that one of those other guys is a starter.
It's a great take. Keep an eye out for who is on the field, because if they're on the field, they're not starting.
Yep.
Yeah, they're fighting for position.
And that's a lot of situations. There's I think 3 or 4 positions that we could say that about. If they're not going to play any starters and you see these guys out there, it's like, oh, let's put the pieces of the puzzle together here.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. That's what preseason's all about, man. Putting the pieces of the puzzle together, man. Got that little South fucking thing going on today. Sorry, there it was. 8:56. Yeah. Let's see. So, with all this being said, knowing that the starters are not starting, they are not playing, who, boys, and, it's 8:56. I know we got a little bit of a deadline, usually go a little bit over. If we can pinpoint a position or maybe 1 or 2 players that we're looking out for this week, because I was thinking about this too, we always do our roster projections. Are we going to have a chance to do our roster projections before they start cutting
people? Yeah.
Cutting people on Tuesday, between Saturday and Tuesday? I don't know. So, I mean, maybe they sit on it. Who knows? I have a feeling Sunday people are going to start going. But we'll see. So, yeah, players position group that we are keeping an eye on for this last preseason game against the Panthers. Scooter, you look like maybe you're there. You got like a position or a guy. What do you got?
Corner Daquan Hardy. Very impressive punt returner. He, I think, secured a spot on the roster. And not only that, he's a short stature guy from Penn State. The Buffalo Bills drafted him in the 6th round this year. He tipped the ball. He was in great position to potentially intercept the ball this week, and it was positioned because of studying. It wasn't just luck from what I saw. So this guy, I think, is a guy that's going to push, bumping up significantly in front of the Cam Lewises and the Jamarcus Ingrams of the world and making himself a roster spot. And he may play all defensive downs this week just so the Bills can get a very close view on this guy, Daquan Hardy. Keep an eye on him. He's a 4.3 speedster. So, like I said, his special teams were amazing. So that's the guy I'm watching.
I like it. He had a little bit of the fumble fingers that first preseason game, but looking like he's getting a little better. Did a good job returning, I thought, this last week. So, What do you think, Jerry?
Scott, a cornerback is a returner. That's going to be a weird situation for the wide receiver room. But again, my focus is going to be on that running back room again. We have 4 or 5 guys in that room that are talented. James Cook's going to be number 1. Ray Davis, Frank Gore, Darrington Evans, and Ty Johnson. Those are the 4 guys that you got to watch because one of them is not going to make it, maybe 2. And they're trying really hard. Darrington Evans had some really good runs, really good cuts. So it's going to be interesting to see how that running back room finalizes in the last week and a half. So that's what I'm going to be paying attention to. Our offensive line is going to be fighting for positions for those later spots. As long as they keep their energy, because they were fun to watch. They're high energy this past weekend. So whatever's going on in front of them, so if those running backs can adjust and play well and make the right cuts and continue to show themselves, it's going to be awesome. And what I'm most excited for with this running back room is all these guys are young. Whoever doesn't make the team, they definitely will be finding spots on the NFL roster somewhere in the NFL. So, so just pay attention to the running back room. That's what I'm going to be keeping my eye on, per usual.
So, are they keeping 3 or 4? You think?
Yeah, that's the whole special teams thing, right? Because Ty Johnson's always been a special teamers too, but he showed pretty good last year with a couple receiving touchdowns and running rushes. But I would say, 4. I'm thinking they're keeping 4. If I'm a guessing man, I think Evans will probably be the one that's gone, but you never know what's going to happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think the name pedigree for the Gore thing.
Well, yeah, I think those 2 are studs. I think you can't let them go. Ray Davis and Frank Gore have been awesome to watch this year, and I don't think you can let them go, especially when you have them for at least a couple of years on that rookie contract.
Yeah. Well, Dave, I think Frank Gore was unrestricted.
Unrestricted. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but that's what I was thinking was like Cook, Ty. I think people were sleeping on Ty just because he got nicked up, right? Like last year or whatever. But Cook, Ty, Davis, to me, guaranteed. Davis showed out this last week. He was a monster. But I think between Evans and Gore, man, that's the battle to watch. Do you go with the guy that's got the dad that's got all the records in the whole entire world? What is he? They said on the broadcast like 3rd or 4th in NFL history in rushing or something like that.
Yeah, he did that here.
Yeah, for total yards.
Yeah.
And then Evans, he had some great runs, but man, if it's between those 2, who's a better special teamer? Watch that. For me, man, I'm gonna be boring. Those wide receivers, man, like that's what's up. I'd like for them to get somebody in here that can throw them the ball for the last game, because it just seems like some of these dudes aren't going to get a shot because they're not going to get a good ball thrown their way. And you can evaluate the way they ran the route and separation and stuff like that. But like, I want to see dudes get hands on footballs and make grabs. Like that's what I want. And if I was the offensive line or the offensive coaching staff. That's what I would want to see too. So I think all week long, DiNucci and Brown are out there learning every single pass that they can possibly jam into their head before Saturday. So
I agree, Swank. I think this past game was a running back evaluation. So, Jared, I think the decision probably has already been made. They're airing it out this week for sure.
Yeah, and like you said, Swank, they haven't had good balls thrown their way. You have to show adjustment and aggression, and that's if you're not going to get the balls thrown right at you, you have to at least show good crisp routes and your ability to get back to the ball or go up for it. Because if you get a good quarterback throwing your ball, he's going to make those plays. You got to make the attempt. That's going to get you your roster spot.
Oh yeah, nice take, man. Patrick Hughes says the time is now. It's overtime. Jarrod, get to cracking another drink. Faked. It was empty.
Done. It's ass.
Corey says overtime. We got a mystery guest right here. Got stuck going into work and just got in. But what up, boys? Mafia, mount up.
This is Sparta.
Hell yeah. What's up, Spartan? How you doing, brother? Adam agrees with you. Thinks Gore is going to stay. But he asked, does Trubisky make the team? Good question. If he doesn't get an injury settlement, I think he does. You say no, Scott? Like straight up no?
It's all going to see what kind of opportunities DiNucci presents to these wide receivers. It's the high balls. If he puts in a spot where only the receiver can get it, it's just low outs. It's the high balls. It's the corner throws. If DiNucci can prove that he can put a ball in a spot, whether it's going to be caught by the wide receiver or no one at all, that's going to be the tell. Because Trubisky's balls were flying all over the place, high, low, out of the stadium. It was all over the place. So it's a showcase for DiNucci this week. And if he performs well, Trubisky's gone.
If DiNucci takes what's given to him, Trubisky's gone.
No. Let's not take what's given to you.
James Cook out.
You take the chance.
That read, he's got. If he makes the right reads and takes what he's got, I think he's in.
I'm saying I don't want any layups. I don't want any layup interceptions by DiNucci this week.
No.
I want
smart football. Okay, so if he plays, I see what Jerry's take what's given to you, but put it out there, make the smart throw it away if it's not there.
Right.
I'm fine with that. Except these like plus 20-yard outs, these big wide receivers, I want to see the jump ball. You got to put it on him.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put it where he can get it somewhere in that range, at least a couple times, because otherwise we're not getting a good eval. But if he plays a solid game and no stupid turnovers, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not any worse. The whole thing with Trubisky is that, like, he's got experience. But what has that experience gotten him? He looks horrible in the preseason.
Yeah.
Like, I know that this isn't like starting caliber offensive line or anything like that, but it's also not starting caliber defensive line. And like, this dude has been there. Justin Fields looked like he knew how to pull it down and negotiate, get positive yards at least. And unfortunately, Mitch doesn't have that capability, It's just, yeah, I don't know. I'm cool with whoever can get the job done. 50%. You win 50% of the games. If Josh Allen goes down, fine.
Yep.
Knock on everything I own. Corey said Gore will definitely make the practice squad. Very worst case. Corey, I thought about this, man. I think if that dude goes to the practice squad, he's gone. Mm-hmm. I don't see him. I think the name pedigree alone, I think a team will take a chance on him.
They can lock 4 players though, right? Without them being touched. 4 or 5.
Is that the new rule?
I think so. I think they have a handful of players they could pretty much put a no move clause on them. But they can only do it a couple times a year.
Mm. See, I wish that they would just let them, not to like, I see for the players, like if there's a team that's like, yo, we want them and we want them to start because you got to be activated to the 53, right? So that's great. That's more money. That's more opportunity. But if that scouting team, like that's all they do, dig and dig and dig in the ditch and find these guys and do all this evaluation, and then you pick them or you pluck them out of unrestricted free agency, all this stuff or whatever. And then if you just place them on the practice squad, then they're gone. Like it seems so lame. You know, you basically did a bunch of work for another team.
Right.
Adam wants to know if Alex Van Pelt is available.
He's coaching. Where's he coaching? Do we know?
I don't know. He is a coach though. You're right. Yeah, somewhere. He's a quarterback coach somewhere. Yeah. Maybe even an offensive coordinator. I want to say like Indianapolis.
I was thinking Indy too with Coach Wright, but
but he's not there anymore. So right, Frank is
offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. No,
is he?
That's what I got. That's Wikipedia
Wow.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Patrick wants Leon Sandcastle.
There you go.
Oh yeah, brother. All right, guys. We are almost to 800. We're at 799. We're gonna push it right over. It's 908. Come on, here we go. 800. There we go.
Boom.
Bruce says, I believe they have to release the players and then resign the practice squad. So Gore could get poached before even getting to the practice squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually when all that stuff happens, it's a wait in the parking lot. They sign them and then whatever. Yeah, Cookie says Van Pelt is the OC in New England. Yeah. All right. Guys, 802. It's 909. Awesome night. Thank you guys so much for all the participation. Thank for 800 of you guys hanging out in the little preseason show here. Are we having a show next week? I'm not going to be here, I don't think. If we do, we'll have to talk about that.
We'll talk about it.
All right. So usually the week before or the week after, we don't have a show, ladies and gents, for the Rager, because the Rager take a little bit of time, take some stuff out of us. So we'll let you know what's going on. But get your ass to the regular season Rager, man. And, if one of these guys don't cover it, that'll be my final thought anyway. So, Jerry, hit us with your final thought here on Tuesday.
Yeah, one more preseason game. I'm taking the boys to go see it. Sarah and I are taking the boys to go see it. So it's going to be a fun experience. I'm going to watch them enjoy the game. We're on the bottom level, so hopefully we can sneak down and get a little something signed. But I'll probably have to come and rewatch the game because when I go there, it's fun watching the kids and how they react. And we fill their bellies up with food. And I can't wait to see them react again to different view now. Like I said, we're in the bottom level this time, so they're going to be excited. Enjoy the game. Watch those third and fourth guys. You never know who's going to make that final spot. And then if we don't see you next week, we'll definitely see you during a Rager for our 4-hour show. We'll be on for the last 45 minutes to an hour, and we'll just do our pick'ems and all that stuff then. So it's going to be fun. I can't wait. Season's right around the corner. Enjoy the rest of summer. Until then, wherever we see you next, go Bills.
Nicely done. Go Bills. Hey, Scooter, you got a final thought? Also, Patrick Hughes wants you to drink more beer.
There you go. I probably shouldn't. But where I'm going with this one, the final thought is the panic button. I see a lot of people pushing it. I see a lot of non-Bills fans come to me saying, man, not a very good showing these last 2 weeks. We haven't scored an offensive touchdown. Don't hit the panic button. There's a lot to learn from preseason, and it's not just touchdowns and winning games, as proven by the 90s Buffalo Bills when they did not win one single preseason game during their 4th Super Bowl run. It's an evaluation time. The Buffalo Bills know what they're doing. There's a lot of roster spots, guys, that still need to be filled. So I encourage you to watch this game and kind of hone in on those positions where you think the last 2 or 3 spots are going to be filled. That's what this week's all about. If you're going to the game, have fun. It's Kids Week. So give the kids the experience that they deserve. And that if you want to continue this generation of Bills fans growing up, show them a good experience, be responsible. I just can't wait for the season to start. The Rager is in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. Swank's going to talk a little bit about that, but you guys kicked ass again in the comments. Love it all. Go Bills.
Go Bills. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Kitties, man. Here we are, 814 people. 9:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Buff Fan Base Network, sponsored by 26shirts.com. Go to 26shirts.com, get all the money you know what I'm saying. We don't hire yet. Guys, August 31st, 2024, the 4th annual regular season Rager, right down here in Manchester, New York at Reinvention Brewery. Let me tell you, Mark Maddox, Mr. Mark Maddox. You ever met Mr. Mark Maddox? You should. He's a great dude. He'll be there hanging out, talking to people, yucking it up. We're raising money for his Help One Foundation charity. It's a great time. We have a ton of raffles. The door prize, you pay $5, you get in the door, you're automatically entered, and you can't buy any more tickets for the helmet. But we have a lot more other raffles. But just for your $5 entry fee, you are automatically entered to win a signed replica, full-size Bills helmet, Josh Allen signature. What the hell, dude?
You know what else is in there, Swank?
What up?
This guy right here.
That jersey, what about it?
That raffle will be part of the that jersey will be part of the raffle. It's already in its box.
Well, I was talking about the door prize, but also as part of the raffle, Josh Allen jersey apparently.
Where does that come from, bro?
Is that breaking news?
Breaking news. I'm
Oh.
throwing that in there tonight. There you go.
If we keep Scott on long enough, he'll give away his whole collection. Let's keep going.
Nicely done, Scott.
Nice. So, we have a Dawson Knox mini signed helmet. We have Gail Sayers jersey. We have a Rudy jersey. We have
Daryl Talley jersey.
Daryl Talley. We have
another mini helmet with Mark's going to sign when he gets up here.
Yeah, we just a bunch of stuff, a bunch of cool stuff. We're going to be giving away shirts. We're going to be selling shirts and merchandise. We have FLX Mafia stickers that will be given away. Retro Taco food truck. Reinvention is releasing their Super Fanatic cream ale, and it's delicious. Donating $1 from every can, I do believe, or a pint. So drink a hell of a lot of them. It's just a great time. 50/50s, Tony's popcorn, cornhole. We got some targets for, how good are you at throwing a football? Check that out. And live streams, man. Live streams aplenty. Tea time with Robin. We got Circling the Wagons. We got Justice General himself. We got Ryan Thomas of the Thomas Take Sports podcast. You got us. It's just gonna be a killer day, man. And I'm really looking forward to it. We'll also have some tunes pumping. Get you guys fired up. Fire you up.
Fired up.
It's a great time, and it's my pleasure to do this with you two gentlemen, and to continue this tradition. 5 years, man. 5 years of K-Gun, 4 years of Ragers. Holy hell.
Special shout out to Josh Cook for getting the Rager started.
He was the Rager pot stirrer.
Yep.
That Cook. Let's see. Yeah, you're getting some props here for putting up that jersey.
Job,
see, the Reeds they're a surprise family. They like to surprise people.
I'm one of those people with autographs. It's like, unless I was there and they signed something, it doesn't mean anything to me. So I've got a bunch of Allen jerseys I've given away, a bunch of jerseys I've given away that have been put in those box things, and it doesn't mean anything to me. It just sits there and holds space. Unless Josh Allen writes me something and gives me a jersey, I'm okay with it.
I'll clip that and send it to him.
Oh, hey, we got a helmet you sent out to
Mr. Don Beebe.
Friend of the show, Mr. Don Beebe. Yep. That's going to go out for a raffle.
We have to trust the mailing services for that, but it's out, sent to him, and hopefully gets back before the show. But we do have a Don Beebe Black Eclipse helmet.
Nice.
Guys, I don't think I've ever said this before Rager, and if this is going to be the last show before the Rager, and check our social medias, please share the event. I've posted it in the comments and stuff. Share the event around. You can go to the event if you're on Facebook. There's 3 little dots. You click those, and it says invite friends. If you invite everybody that's in the area that you think would come, man, like, it would mean the world to us. This has grown every single year. We're trying to make this the biggest one, but let's raise as much money for Mark's charity as we possibly can, man.
Hell
Like
yeah.
it's one of those things. Like, A, he's a great dude, but B, like he does so much, like all the time. So much charity work, so much fundraising, and on top of that, like he takes time, a half a dozen times a year to come on here and talk with us three knuckleheads. I texted him the other day, just asking, like joking around about like, you want some chicken French, like we'll set you up because we got this like inside joke with my wife and all this. He's just like, he's a good dude, man. And a heart of gold. So let's show out in the Finger Lakes, man, and just raise as much as we can for him. And that's
One
what
more
it is.
thing about Mark. Whenever he's on the show, he goes back and watches the show and answers questions that we didn't get to.
Yeah.
No one else does
Yeah.
that.
If you
Mark
leave
Madden.
a comment in the comments for Mark and it didn't get to him in the show, because obviously, hundreds of comments come in during the show, just on a regular night. When he's on, it's, double. But he'll go back, and he'll answer questions that were specifically like asked to him that we didn't get to, and he'll go back and do that. And like, that's, do you know any other play? I mean, like it's just insane. I don't know. Of course, Uncle Andre, he kicks around the comments sometimes.
Love it.
So, guys, in conclusion, 3 to 9, August 31st, man, 11 days away. Come down, hang out, say hi, have a beer, man. We'll celebrate kicking this season off. It's literally one of the best days of the year.
Really.
Other than that, you can catch us every single Tuesday night. Maybe not next Tuesday. We don't know yet. At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here for the K Gun Report on the Buck Bam Base Network, sponsored by 26 Shirts. Instagram, Twits, Facebooks, YouTubes, all them great places. What the hell, man? One more preseason game, a week off, and then it's go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
In truth and loyalty. Bang out the buzzword, teaching that blind man to sing. You might get the best of him, but you'll never fool me. Now, sweet talk to beanstalk, tell Jack to go and fetch your bank. Try that and upstate board's a different kind of scene. Went off to college, but college done up me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. I said, whoa, light that fuse and run. I said,